I have a very particular set of skills. Skills that I have acquired over a long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you keep talking or going through your phone with that irritating flickering light during my movie-going experience, I will rant about it on YouTube. Hey there lads and lassies, Jim Bob here. Sorry, did you like the Taken reference? Did you not? Let me know. Anyway, previously, on my second ever video that I made a video about 3 annoying movie-going experiences. There have been more since. There are probably more which I haven't even thought about yet, but I'm going to talk about them right now. So this is 3 annoying movie-going experiences part 2. So, starting off was when I went to watch The First Purge. Now, the film wasn't great, but while I was in the theatre, me and my friend, we were sitting towards the back, all the way at the top. So we figured this was one of the last showings of the film that was ever going to be shown. So we were like, yeah, it's going to be dead. You know, that's pretty much the best thing about some like showings which are about to go off screen. That there's not a lot of people there to actually bug you. Boy, were we wrong. Now, as we sat at the top, watching the film, just enjoying it, we heard two women about 30 some odd, maybe just a tad bit older, behind us, talking, commenting on what was going on in the film. They were whispering very loudly, giggling at the screen, and at first I thought I could shrug it off, you know, because it was the second time I saw the film, so I thought, you know what, I'm not that bothered about it, because I've already seen it. And then, as I was watching the film, although I'd already seen the film, I started to get irritated. So I turned around and gave them a massive shh. And they just looked at me, looked away. They were quiet for a majority of the film, until it got towards the end. And this is when it got a bit worse, until it got really worse. They started talking again, so this time my friend shushed them, you know, a big shh. They sort of looked at us like as if, why are we telling them to be quiet? Well, is there any reason why I'm telling you to be quiet? I'm trying to enjoy the movie and you're talking and it makes me sound mad. And then when the film ended, the cheek of it, one of them turns around and goes, "Can we talk now?" Well, yeah, because the movie's finished. Oh. And that's when I lost my rag a little bit. So I went over to them, told them they were being disrespectful, that they were ruining the experience for everybody else. And they were like, but it wasn't only us. To be fair, it wasn't only them. There were like a group of lads down below at the bottom of the theatre who were also talking. But I couldn't really hear them because they're all the way down there. I could hear them because they were right behind me. So what do you expect me to... So who am I going to have a go at? The people that bugged me the most. And I tried to be reasonable at first and said it's disrespectful. And they were like, mate, you need anger management therapy. Anger management therapy. Wow. No, I am one of those people that doesn't really get vexed that easily. And but when it comes to my movies and my passion, and you just get people yapping away during it, depending on what the film is. Usually, if I'm like in a kids' film, for example, with my daughter, if there's talking during that, I don't really mind because it's a kids' film and kids talk. You know, you can't really stop them. I mean, I told my daughter to be quiet in the theatre so many times and she doesn't listen to me. She's just a kid. Usual kid stuff. And so, but this is a film which I was looking forward to. The First Purge was actually one of my most anticipated. And these women were ruining it for me. So I got angry and I snapped. And I regret snapping because that's not the sort of person I am. But I was so angry. My blood was literally bubbling up like a volcano and smoke was going to come out my ears any second. And here's the best bit. It's not finished yet. I bet you're like, oh, is there more, is there more, is there more? Do you get into a fight? No, I don't, but anyway. I got outside the... well, not outside the theatre, but outside the main doors to where like where the front desk is and everything. And they were talking to 2 staff members. No, one staff member. And they pointed directly at me and my friend and said, them over there, they were screaming at us. And I thought to myself, oh, great. Put this poor guy who probably works hours and hours on end, dealing with the same shitty customers every day. And all the guy said was, guys, can we not do this? So I felt really, really bad for him. So I had a couple more mans at these women, like, I paid this amount of money to see this film. Would you please respect my wishes? And then I was getting even more aerated. So I decided, now me and my friend, we just left. We just left it at that, and I haven't seen these two people since. Don't really want to. You're annoying. So that was the first story, and just don't know how to express how angry I was. I mean, despite me already seeing the film, despite the film not being that great, it still bugged me because it's just beside the point. Shut up in the theatre. People pay money to see these films. They don't want to hear you yapping through it. If we wanted a commentary throughout the entire film, we'd just wait till the film comes out on Blu-ray and we buy it and watch the director's cut. Listen to someone who knows what he's on about. You know what? Okay, I bet you're like, Jim Bob, is this a rant channel or something? No, it's really not. Okay, I'm going to get on to my second story because I've let this one drag on for a bit long. Second story is when I went to watch Mission Impossible Fallout with my same friend again. I'm going to call her Fire. Now, me and Fire were sitting to the back again, back of the theatre, one of the last showings of Mission Impossible Fallout, and this one wasn't nearly anywhere as bad as my last one, but they were looking like an elderly couple. They were like late 50s, early 60s, and they were reacting to everything that was on the screen. And these guys were on the same row as us, just a few seats away, and everything was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, why is he doing that? Oh, whoa, that is so awesome! And there's just me just looking at them like, it didn't bug me that much. Don't know why it didn't bug me and why I didn't say anything, but for some reason, I just didn't want to get myself into any mischief that day. And so I felt like giving them a quick shush, but it wasn't that bad. It was only like every now and then they'd react to certain stuff, mainly during the action scenes. But I still really enjoyed Mission Impossible Fallout. Brilliant film. And as soon as they left, I asked Fire, like, did you hear what they were saying? And she said, no. I said, how can you not hear them? How could you not, Fire? So, after that, this was my most recent movie-going experience. I went to see The Nun. Of course, I did a review of it a few days ago. And I went with my two other friends. So Fire wasn't present for this one, because she doesn't do horror films. So, as I was watching this, these people who were talking this time weren't bugging me particularly, but they were bugging my friend, and I could tell that he was getting a bit hairy-ated with it. For example, there was a whole group of like 3 lads and 2 girls, something like that, and they were talking, they were giggling, they were laughing. The film being not very good as it is, the experience didn't get any better listening to them. They were laughing at the jump scares, they were laughing at everything that was going on. They just found the film amusing. It's like they were watching a comedy. It's like they were watching the Happy Time Murders, and that film was hilarious. So, I got annoyed towards the end because I could see that it was annoying my friend. Like, my friend, he was sitting there looking at them. And so eventually, I just said, okay, I'm not enjoying this film, but I think he is, because they're bothering him more than me. So I turned around and I said, excuse me, can you be quiet? Like, I yelled this across the theatre, and they respected our wishes, and they zipped it after that. But despite the point, they respected our wishes, and thank God they did. Because I don't know what would have happened if they carried on. That's actually the first time I've snapped at a whole group of people in a movie theatre. Like, it just annoys me so much that people think that it's okay to go to the theatre and ruin it for everybody else. So, tell me, what was your worst movie-going experience? Let me know down below in the comments. And as always, if you like what you see, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Turn your phone off!